Hey, what's up guys? Today I wanted to go over my Twink leveling guide for a stat stacking Gemling Legionnaire. If you're not familiar with what a Twink setup is, it essentially is a power leveling setup typically done on your second or third character once you have some currency to invest in your leveling gears. This setup will significantly increase your power level through the campaign and allow you to clear the campaign much faster and smoother. This setup will also be utilizing Pillar of the Cage God right at level 2 all the way through the campaign, and it will be our endgame weapon as well, while also leveling as a stat stacker in itself. Now, stat stacking is usually quite challenging, if not impossible to level as, at least in POE 1, but POE 2 offers some unique changes in gear and the passive tree that allows us to level with it. So here I'm showcasing the final campaign boss kill, and as you can see, our DPS is absolutely bonkers. So anyway, let's jump right into the leveling guide. Alright, so first things first, just to show you here, we completed the campaign and died 0 times because this build is extremely powerful. And the first thing that I want to explain with this setup is Pillar of the Cage God. So to understand how we can utilize this effectively during the leveling process is that we want to pair the stat that says increase weapon damage per 5 strength with flat damage. In Path of Exile, we can scale flat damage with a % increase, and if we're able to get a balance of both, that's how we get a significant amount of DPS. So this weapon gives you increased weapon damage per strength, 5 strength. So early on during the campaign, we want to be prioritizing strength as the number 1 stat, and then followed by dexterity. And then the least important, at least during the leveling process, is intelligence. And how we're going to do that is on the passive tree. We are not going to stretch all the way here. We're actually going to go into the warrior side here to grab Relentless for 10 strength. And then coming down here to grab Beef, 25 strength, along with some strength notes here. And finally down here for Brute strength, for more strength. So this is pretty much the tree from Act 1 to Act 3. And then later on, we'll remove all that and stretch all the way here, grabbing Int and Dex once we have equipped Hand of Wisdom in action at level 52. But early on, because we do not have a flat damage scaling that Hand of Wisdom in action provides, we have to get flat damage from our gear, which comes in the form of rings and also gloves. So for rings, we can start off with some iron rings with a lot of flat damage to attacks. Definitely grab as many as you can. And then as you can see, I switch them pretty regularly. At level 16, I replace them with more flat damage to attacks. If it's nice to get some strength and dex if possible. If not, it's not a big deal. And then at level 41, I got some breach rings because you can quality them with Reaver Catalyst that adds up to 50% attack modifier value. So physical damage to attacks is the number 1 priority, followed by lightning damage to attacks, and then coal or fire. So you can see here. So again, I can't stress this enough. This is how we scale our damage early in the campaign. It's by stacking as much strength as possible, followed by flat physical damage to attacks on our rings and also our gloves. So gloves, level 1, you can put this on, gives you 2 to 6 damage to attacks. I replaced them with this at level 6, and then eventually I just bought a pair of red gloves with more physical damage to attacks. And I used this all the way up to 52 when I swapped to Hand of Wisdom in action. And for boots, we are using this at level 11. It has a nice movement speed because we only care about going fast. You can also use the Wake of Destruction boots, which gives you a lot of lightning damage, but it doesn't have movement speed, so I would not recommend that. And for amulet, it's really up to you. This one here is an option. Honestly, it's not a big deal if you have this or not. I would recommend just grabbing some rare amulet with some stats. So all attributes is the number 1, followed by strength and dexterity, and if possible some life, like what I have here. And for body armor, we can use a Fox Shade since at level 1. It gives us movement speed and dexterity, which is very nice. And then Meganot's Girdle at level 1 as well, which gives you a lot of strength. I would prioritize grabbing one with at least 48 strength if you are buying one from trade. And that's it for the gear. Again, for Pillar of the Cage God, if possible, grab one that is corrupted with flat lightning damage. That will be a huge DPS boost, at least in Act 1 and 2. Alright, and then this helmet here is what I upgraded to eventually from Thrill Steel. Oh, I did not go over helmets. So Grey Make is what we use at level 5. It gives you a lot of strength and dexterity. Really nice item. And I swapped them out at level 27 to Thrill Steel. That gives me Onslaught. That helps me just move faster. And eventually a rare helm with some intelligence, cold, and lightning resistances. Alright, for the passive tree, again, I'll put a link in the description showing the before and after the HOWA swap. But again, before HOWA, we're grabbing strength here. After HOWA, we drop everything here, and then we go down to grab this attribute wheel. We stretch up here, grab some lightning. This node here is a huge boost to your DPS. And then we're just grabbing mainly intelligence and dexterity. And all the way up here. So I'm not going to go much into detail this. I'll post an update in the next few days with the mid-game update. Let's see. So this is what my strength looks like at the end of the campaign. Level 66. Resistance is not capped yet. I haven't upgraded my gears. And we only completed our 2 labs. So this is the priority. You want to grab this because this gives you double bonuses from your intelligence, strength, and dexterity. And then later on, we'll figure out what to do there. For gems, I mainly level with Ice Strike early on. And honestly, you can do whatever you want for your attack skill. You can do Ice Strike, you can do Storm Wave, Tempest Flurry. But the main thing is the links. So for your main skill, you want to generally have Martial Tempo for more attack speed and Primal Armament for more weapon damage. If you're using Storm Wave, make sure to put in Upheaval to give you more fissures. Or if you just want to do Tempest Flurry, I would just move Primal Armament here instead. And I have Practice Combo and Rage in here. Tempest Bell is linked to Conk Effect, Overabundance. Herald of Ice, I'm doing the Herald combo here with Lightning Infusion in Herald of Ice and Cold Infusion in Herald of Thunder. And then Herald of Ice also have Magnified Effect and Conduction. Herald of Thunder has Glaciation and Long Shot. And then Charge Staff. This is later on once you have grabbed Resonance, which is really like towards the end of the campaign. But Charge Staff has Persistence, Perpetual Charge, Lightning Exposure. Hand of Chiyula for Cursing, Conductivity. And finally Combat Frenzy for Power Charges. And that's it. I believe I covered everything. Again, this build is really smooth to level with this weapon that you don't have to replace. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, but I'll post an update on this build in the next few days. So thank you for watching. Bye.